think I'm live. Peace, family. Hope everybody is well. We are loading up all of the other streams. Welcome to Aboriginal Global Media with your host, the one and only, the Ghetto Scholar. We're loading up the other streams so we can get these streams running all together and get you all the data that we promised that we would do. Today is a banger. Today we are starting a short series on debunking erroneous health concepts. All right, and we are going to get you the type of information that you need in order to understand basic concepts so that you can live a really high quality, healthy life, not be confused about it, not be broke trying to spend millions of dollars on different things that you've heard or what you should be doing, and keep longevity throughout your life with zero health problems, unless you get shot or have some type of accident or something where you need therapy. But in general, outside of what we are labeling as accidents, you should not have any health problems at all your entire life. And that's what we're here to talk about. We're here to demystify sensationalized information that has been rampant in the online health community. With the power of monetizing content, the quality of information drops because the incentive is sensationalism sells. And so this is a part of the human psychology. We are more interested in sensationalized or negative things because our brain perceives it as something we should give attention to for lack of a better word, evolutionary purposes. But when you mature, when you start actually have a healthy prefrontal cortex and start having good use of it, then you can get past the sensationalism as a trigger. And I'm saying that to say because what I have noticed over about 2 decades, a little longer than 2 decades, almost 2.5 decades, is actually 28 years. Let's put it in exact context. Is that people would sensationalize things through delivery of these spaces and content, and before there was social media, they would do it through lectures and DVDs. But the sensationalism was there, and it impacts what people believe that they should be doing or not doing. And it can lead to drastic situations. All right. And so I want to let everybody let this load up. Let everybody, get in place and hit that like button so we can get folks up in here. We need to get the folks up in here. Hit that like button. Hit the share button. This is for children. There will be no adult content. And this is for adults as well. All right. Got some folk in the building. Everybody check in the building. I'm on YouTube looking. Let's go to IG. We got our folk on IG. Yep, we're live there. I can't see the comments though. Trying to see the comments. Are we still live, Instagram? I don't think so. All right, let me get Instagram back live. Yeah. Think we are live. We should be live, right? If we are off of Instagram, then all the people on Instagram, they just got to come to the stream. It's crazy. Come to the stream on YouTube. That's the best we could do. Close that out. Yeah. All right. Come on in. Hit the like button when you come in. Hit the like button when you come in. We are just at the beginning, within the first few minutes, and our objective is to cover this subject. This is a debunking session, and we've heard very popular teachers tell us lies about anatomy and physiology that impact what we eat, what we think we should eat, how we supplement, how we exercise. Whenever you have an opportunity for higher knowledge and you access it, you can only have improvements. And so that's what we are here to do. We're here to add on those improvements. Come in and hit the like button. We're going, and we're going to have a Q&A. So I'm going to drop the link inside, the invite link inside, so that we can come on and have this conversation. You should be considering how important your quality of life is and how you're going to educate your children. Because the world is going to change really fast when it comes to how information is delivered. And so it's going to become more problematic as far as perception of subjects like this. I'm actually looking for a photo to share with y'all as we talk about this so you can see what atrophy looks like from me, my experience. I was plant-based for 23 years. And for 5 years now, going on 6, I went off plant-based to experiment with that to see which one was more effective. That was the goal. And I have all the data now that I need. Hit that like button when you come in, please, family. Hit the like button when you come in. Yeah, I'll find this photo so I can share it with you. Give me 1 second. And this is also why it's important to have jurisdiction and to publish your works through various means. It could be through documentary work. It could be through books. But our works need to be published so they can be vetted and reviewed. That's how you make improvements at a higher pace, at least. Yeah, I want to show the progressions. So you can see them. Come on in. Come on in. And if y'all watching this, y'all probably can be like, okay, well, he hasn't started yet. I'm letting the folk fill in because I hate to get started and have to repeat myself. So on the playback, y'all can fast forward to when I start talking and going in, showing the slides. Oh, I was hoping I could find this photo. Took a photo in 2012. And I had been 1 year into a fruitarian diet. So not only was I plant-based, I did about a year and 2 months fruitarian. And I want to show you what I look like versus 4.5 years back on what I consider to be food science. And what food science means is we eat what is nutritious, what is scientifically proven to be nutritious. That's what we eat. So we don't have no fads. Anything can be subtracted or taken away based on assessment and use. And so the fad diets don't do that. What they do is they'll tell you to eat things based on fads, based on sensationalism. And we want to get around that. Yeah, that fight was crazy. But it was easy to see what the issues were. It was just little technical issues. And also, Tank, once you start talking about you want to retire, you probably need to take a break. And if you don't take a break, what's going to happen is it's going to affect your performance, especially when you go up against a better fighters. And so casual fans don't know Lamont Roach, but Lamont Roach is an A-class fighter. And so Tank's defense was off a little bit. His feet were good, but his hand placement and how he's parrying punches and slipping punches, the defense was off on his entry and exits into that. So yeah, the fight was either a draw or Lamont Roach won. That's all you could get out of it. He took the knee because he did have something in his eye. That was up to the ref to call it, but no fighter was really hurt, like not bad, and it was just boxing. It happens, Floyd. I've watched Floyd Mayweather almost get knocked out by Shane Mosley. They were saying, a lot of people were saying that Floyd lost the first fight to Castillo, and he lost the first fight to Maidana. You're gonna have opinions. It's boxing. and great fighters lose. I remember, Floyd says he never got knocked down. I saw him get knocked down in the Zab Judah fight. He got caught and then he stumbled and his glove hit the ground. He got put down. Terrence Crawford, 41-0, but Mean Machine did catch him with a right and put him on the canvas. And the ref did not call it a knockdown. It was a clear knockdown. So, boxing is that kind of sport. It's a weird kind of sport. Sometimes when you're the cash cow, you're going to get better calls. It's not fair in people's eyes, but it's a part of that thing. So, he just had an off night. This is 30 fights with 28 knockouts. You're not going to. Go study Muhammad Ali, Floyd Mayweather, Pernell Whitaker, Sugar Ray Robinson. Everybody has an off night. That's it. And all the factors that contributed to that made it an off night. So I don't look at it bad. I like all of the fighters. I want all of them to make money and stay healthy. So Lamont Roach did a great job. That's going to put him in contention to fight better fighters. Tank is going to, they're going to do a rematch. Probably not immediately, but they'll do the rematch. Let it build up. Go make some other bags and come back to that. And it'll be a different fight next time. For both people, both will improve because they get to watch film, So I did some commentary on that. Subscribe to my channel, Worldwide Boxing. You can type in Worldwide 99 Boxing, and you can subscribe to the boxing channel. If you like commentary, I do training of boxers. If you ever in Atlanta area and you want to do any training, I train boxers, all the training, heavy bag, everything, the mitts. I'll spar with you. I don't care what your weight class is. From heavyweight to lightweight or whatever. We can spar. We can, exercise. I deal with boxers and nutrition, proper weight cutting, so that you're not going to be like some of these fighters who are great fighters, but they are weight cutting bad and it's starting to affect their performances. And so if you have, my son boxes, if you have youngsters that box and you want them trained, you want them to learn how to weight cut properly, you want them on the proper nutrition, you want them on the proper exercise for maintenance of health throughout the processes of fighting, hit me up, Worldwide Boxing 99. Or you can just hit us direct on IG at GodBodyOG. This channel is used for mainly scholarship in history and health, but my other channel, Worldwide Boxing, is used for boxing commentary and that kind of thing. So, yeah. I'm still looking for this photo because I want y'all to see it. You know how you got a million photos. Trying to pull all of them up, but I'll get to it. I will get to it. I know it's here. But yeah, fights were good. Gary Russell beat up Rayo last night, so that was good. In the sense of for him, not for Rayo, of course. Rayo, you fought hard. Rayo's a good fighter. He couldn't get in his offensive rhythm though. And Gary was pushing the pace, and Gary was stronger than him, physically stronger than him. So Rayo didn't know how to adjust to that. Tellez looked good. Martin and Puello, great scrap. So it was some good fights. It was some great fights, actually. All right, so let me find this video. This photo. I know exactly where it is now. I had to get my dates right. And I want to show y'all these photos because the subject of tonight is why we need protein. And this is a response to misinformation put out by Sebi and Yahki Sebi by saying we don't need protein. Protein's not real. All of that, I have all my videos, and I don't know if I'm going to upload them. I'm uploading them to my Patreon, but I can't say for sure I'm going to upload all of them to this YouTube channel because my lectures are quite controversial. And so, people come, if I do a controversial subject, I don't care if it's on health, history, law, people come report me. They try to get strikes against me to get my pages off. That's the technique. And so I'm going to be careful about what I post here. But I will post some of them. But if you want all of that content, you can go to my Patreon, www.patreon.com/Dr. Ali. And I'm uploading all of that content to my Patreon. On Patreon, all the stuff about the Bible and all of that stuff, that's going to be on Patreon. I don't want to put it here because if I talk about the Bible and talk about the white men who wrote the Bible and talk about the origin of Jewish people and those things, then, Facebook, they're going to strike the video and shut down the channel. That's just what's going to happen. And so a lot of my very strong content will be on Patreon. So you can see it right there. August 12th and 13th, we have our birth conference. I'm going to repeat that a lot because I want y'all to know about it and participate if you can. All right, so this is my photo from 4.5 years into the food science diet. Found that. And let's find the other one. And we're talking, we're just talking building muscle, which is super important. Like not the stupid obese muscle, because obesity comes through many different ways. I'm talking about healthy muscle building, right? So let's go here and get the last photo, and then I'll be ready to give you all this combo the right way. Come in and hit the like button. We about to go. Hit that. And if you want to subscribe to Patreon, go right ahead, because you're going to get way more quality information on Patreon. All the documentaries, all that stuff is on Patreon. I'm only uploading certain things here because you got to be careful on YouTube. You got to be careful. They will try to shut the channel down. And y'all know these people who don't want me to say certain things, they just hawk my information, and as soon as it's something that they think that they can get me a strike for, they report it. So I'm just being strategic so I can stay here with you. I mean, I want to do YouTube. I literally, oh, my bad. I put Patron. I don't know why it's not let me do it. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Patreon. I don't drink Patron. I got no interaction with Patron. Alcohol will never touch my lips. And nor will I be interacting with people who drink alcohol. Y'all fine. I ain't got nothing against y'all, but I'm kind of a purist in that way. I really don't like ask people, do I eat out? I will not eat out except for very rare occasions when I'm traveling, or if I know a person who has very high levels of hygiene and quality in their restaurant, which is almost nobody. So other than that, I make all of my meals myself at home every day. And it's good. It's not nasty vegan food. There we go. This is me. This is me with Sister Abundance. She's gonna laugh when she see this picture. So let me send this to myself, and then you guys can take a look at this. I want this to be clear. I waited all these minutes to post these photos so I can show you the difference just in my own life. I'm not showing all the clinical trials that we've done. I'm not showing my client file book yet. That's more extensive proofs, but I want to show you and I want to detail to you, we need protein. Ali, how do you suggest that someone fall back from drinking a pint of liquor a day without going through withdrawals? Main reason for drinking is boredom. That's a whole psychological problem that they have. So I could give you all the herbs and other things that you want. There's a psychological problem there. So they need counseling. Now, for the biological part, they need stuff that can make them feel high. Blue lotus, peyote, shrooms, cannabis. All right. All types of things that you could take into your body to relax your nervous system. You know, all types. Let me go to my email and pull these photos up, and then we can get busy. We can get busy. Maybe. Maybe not. Let's see. Let us see. I'm waiting on this email to come through. And then we got it. There we go. 1, 2, 3 photos. 2, 3. All right. Pull these up. Doing this little edit live just so y'all can see this. So give me a second. And I'm going to go through some of the books, too, in the beginning that I think that you would need. Be great for you to have. All right, man. Is this slow day or technological slow day or what? All right, here we go. Just deleting some stuff so I can get this done. All right, so somebody's saying animal protein is not the same as protein from beans. See, this is the type of ignorance. Let me show you something. This is the type of ignorance we have to get rid of. We have to get rid of this ignorance. And let me say this, because now we about to crank this up. If you don't know something, don't act like you know. And I want all the smoke today. Go to your Google search. I'm not going to be Googling nothing. This is 28 years worth of nutritional study in detail, doing diagnostics on myself. That's what you're talking to when you're going to be talking tonight. I'm going to be very polite but very arrogant, because we don't need people who are acting. That's popular now. That's the sensationalism I was talking about. It's a performance. Go be Desi Banks. Desi Banks is doing good numbers as a comedian. Go be an actor. Do not get into science. And when you want to correct something, you go through no processes. You assert it because you believe it through a sensational mechanism. And then if you happen to have an audience, you misguide thousands of people, possibly millions. And so that's what this entire night is about. The sensationalism and the misinformation in the health field. And it's not relegated to any ethnic group or race. Lots of people are doing it. Even the NIH and other institutions do it. And so this is why we have two things. We have jurisdiction. And for 18 years, I have ran Aboriginal University. Aboriginal University started off as a curriculum in a school with almost 200 children that I was the principal of. I developed a curriculum called Creating Order and Responsibility in Education, CORE. My only job I ever had was working in the school system. And anybody in Philly knows that in 2003, I worked at that particular in that position. I left and I became an entrepreneur. And for the last 21 years, I have been an entrepreneur. And I'm saying that to say that when I took up what I took up, let me give you the backdrop. My mother got cancer when I was in college. She was only in her 40s. I had no children then. I'm 22 years old. I had already made my changes. My last year of college, I made my changes. Anybody who played for Temple know when we were at the DoubleTree, which was the place that we stayed, and I stopped eating the steaks and the other stuff, it was looking at me like, bro, what's wrong with you? And in college, I was my size at safety. I played free safety. I played corner my first year, but then I played free safety and strong safety. We would switch. But I was 6'1", about 207. Fluctuating between 205 and 210 in college. After that, my normal weight is around 197 now. I'm about 208 right now, though, because I've been experimenting with gaining some weight. But when it comes to my mother, she had cancer. She got cancer. First, it was in her breast, and they did chemo. Then it spread to her thyroid and parathyroid. They did that atomic irradiation thing that they do. Then it spread to her ovaries and uterus. Uterus and ovaries. And she got a hysterectomy. So that's 3 bouts. She's doing chemo, all of that. Spread to her lymph nodes. They're like, look, we really can't do nothing. You about to die. I helped save my mother's life and she has gotten to see all 6 of my children. My oldest child will be 20 this year. My youngest child is 13. So she got to see 6 human beings because she made a change. So that's the orientation. My goal in life at that time was to become a sports medicine doctor and to work as a sports agent if I didn't make it to the NFL. That was my whole background. Like, okay, this is my, even if I make it to the NFL, afterwards I'm going to be a sports doctor and I'm going to work as a sports agent. I happen to be doing those types of things, but when I saw what they did to my mother, I promised myself I was going to make my own institutions, develop a healing modality. This is 1990. This is 1998 to 2000. This is going through my mind. Like, this is what you got to do, brother. I'm 22 years old. I will be 50 in a couple months. Once I made that decision, I never rethought it. I acted on it, and I built myself up all the way to here. At the beginning, I was misinformed too. My teachers at the beginning were all the people, Dr. Sebi. I took Dr. Africa's, all his certifications. My ex-wife can verify. I paid for all those courses with Dr. Africa, Joe Pulcrum. We brought Dr. Sebi to Temple University. Mariah McCain, all the naturopaths during that time in Arizona. Who else was popular? There was a lot of popular people. But so we were studying. And what I realized is that none of them know what they were talking about. I'm talking none of them. Dr. Sebi died, and he could have, if he were healthy, he would have made it through that challenge. Dr. Africa died of cancer. Joe Pulcrum is obese somewhere. You want me to keep going? I had a whole argument, polite argument with Dr. Africa in my car because we brought him to Emotep Academy about eating soy. This was 2001 or 2. About 23 years ago. And so what I'm saying to you is development is a pace. So I learned early, oh, Dr. Sebi doesn't know what he's talking about. Dr. Africa doesn't know what he's talking about. Drew Pulcrum doesn't know what she's talking about. But when I first heard them, I was sensationalized because they appeared to be so bright and smart until I learned, because I'm a curriculum designer, I put their information through a vetting system. Then at the end of it, I came out with 1,000 questions that they couldn't answer or wouldn't answer. And this is I'm talking academics. I'm not talking personal about these people. I'm talking about academic scholarship in health and technical things. So I'm not going to send you to no Queen Afua to change your health. I'm not. Maybe somebody else will. I'm not going to send you to Yahki Awakening until he helps change his paradigm. And he has an opportunity because I think he's younger. I don't know what his age is, but he appears to be younger. So he has an opportunity. This is not me putting him down. What do I want to put that brother down for? He is and can be a viable, a more viable resource to our community. So this ain't nothing but a little OG smack up. You can't be out here talking about we don't need protein. And then people in the comments are saying the protein in the protein in beans is not the same protein as animal. Do we even know what we're saying? First of all, we got to go back and define what is protein. We got to do that. Oh, I got my photos. There we go. Got my photos. I was waiting on them to download. What is going on? All right, so let's get these photos in here. Let's get these photos up in here. I want y'all to see these photos. Y'all gonna be like, nigga, was you sick? This is me trying to be a fruitarian, trying to, listening to what these people are telling you. Listen to what these people are telling you. You gonna listen to what these people are telling you, Ali? Not no more. Absolutely not anymore. Absolutely not. I will not be listening to them. All right, so when I show you these pictures, you're going to be like, oh, that's why you're not listening to them. I get it. I get it, brother. So I'm going to deal with all parts of this, right? Let's deal with it. We have to deal with it. And abundance, if you see this video, you just happen to be in the photo. We was kicking it at on 52nd and Street at the Malcolm X festival that we did every year. So I'm not bringing her in here because we got the famous Drop Squad Kitchen. Shout out to Drop Squad Kitchen. You was looking healthy in the photo. I wasn't looking healthy. Some people might think I look healthy, but when I show you this picture of me, I'm about to show you a picture of me being a fruitarian. One year in, I had 2 more months after this. So there were some benefits to learning, of course. I cannot deny that. It was super benefits to the knowledge that I gained. Like it was profound. But the actual health state, oh no. So now I'm going to do this comparison and I'm going to break this down scientifically. And then I'm going to go to the books that we have on this stuff. And then we can keep it moving. Everybody's getting confused. I promise you. And this goes to show, take your time. Get educated. For real. All right, so let me show you these pictures. Let me show you these pictures. All right, so this is me. This is me. Let's zoom in. This is me right here. 1 year into fruitarianism. All right. And 14 years into plant-based. 14 years into plant-based. This was 2012. $14 years in. I did my experiment with fruitarianism. I will never do that again. I eat fruit all the time, though. But fruitarianism is only fruit. And, of course, I was supplementing, too. And so now I'm sitting here like you can see my body looks atrophied. When I would do scans on myself, and this is when I first started doing scans heavy, I'm looking at myself and I'm like, bro, you wasting away. And it's showing my immune system was shot. So this look right here that people get is a result of protein deficiency. This look right here. That's 2012. Yeah. I wasn't bleeding. And I thought that that was because of a good thing, because I was following Arnold Eric. Because I had already found out that Sebi stole Arnold Eric stuff. But look at me. Bruh, I was sick. And so what I did figure out, though, is that I could gain weight if I added vegetation back. Now, there's a reason. There's a reason why when I added the vegetation back, I gained weight and my immune system got better. It didn't get all the way better, but it started getting better. Now, this is 2012. I was 14 years in. And so we need to understand what you're looking at. So approximately 5.5 years ago, I started implementing things into my nutrition that would give me more protein. Yes, you are aging faster. When you go into fruitarianism, you are aging faster. I must say this. Atrophy is accelerated aging. Hit the like button. This is not what the state that you want to be in. Atrophy is accelerated aging. I was not supposed to be looking like this if I was healthy. And so I only continued experimenting with that for 4.5 more years after this. Because I knew, oh man, you got to figure this out. So what did I start understanding? I started understanding exactly what protein is. And once I answered the question in my head about what protein is, how it's synthesized, how it deals as the fundamental unit of biodiversity, got it. I was sitting there like, man, this is crazy how they got us. So now let me go over. This is me about a year ago. Still look this way. This is me about a year ago. Let me go closer so you can see. I don't have a belly. This is me at 48 or 49, about to go on 49. I don't have no belly. I don't have man boobs. This is hard ass chest, triceps. Can't see my forearms, shoulders, back muscles, everything. It's all there. This person is a different person than this person. This person has a healthier immune system, stronger, better brain. On every aspect of my life is better. And so what I'm saying to you is, this is the beginning of the evidence. I can take anybody that's been plant-based over 10 years, do a bioscan on them, and show them all their problems. I don't care what nobody says. I'm going to tell you your symptoms that you're having, and then I'm going to give you the solution. But we got to go all the way back to classification and defining what is protein anyway. What is it? Because once you answer that question scientifically, I'm talking about really answering. You will be good. So in ARNA, we're going to vet it. We're not going to let no ARNA doctor, indigenous doctor, come online pushing pseudoscience to our people. If you look at Jehudi Ma'at is very atrophied. Hit the like button. I'm about to break this down to you. All right, so let me stop this. Now, let's deal with some literature real quick. We got to touch on the literature real quick. Just for the sake of you knowing where you need to go, what you need to do. First book. You need this book. You absolutely, positively need this book. This book is going to teach you about nutrition, teach you about exercise, and teach you about supplementation, and most importantly, teach you about the breath work and the calming factor that you need in order to stay healthy in your particular biodiverse state. That's important. The last part is important. Your particular biodiverse state. You need that. So let me put this in chat. If you're on YouTube, you can see this in the chat. I'm going to put these books in the chat because you need the books in order to be healthy. Let's throw that in the chat. And let me break down something about this book, how I know how powerful this is. I've had 3 years in my life that I went over into 7 figures. Three. The 1 year was 2011 and 2012, going to 2011, 2012. The other years were 2020 and 2021. When Biden came in, Biden got my money slashed by almost 50% as far as how much money I made. But when I wrote this book, that year I sold $447,000 in book sales. This book is all over Europe, Germany, France, and Great Britain. It is all over West Africa and South Africa, the Caribbean, South America, and all throughout North America. If I show you the amount of sales, you will be shocked how far this book went out. The Democrats fucked up my money. But this book, what it showed me was everything that I did prior to writing this book is essential to you when you're attacking a subject. You have to deal with the science. And you have to build a mechanism to correct the science of scientists. It's called vetting. It's called vetting. And so let's come off of this book so I can show you where you need to go to get those books. How about that? You can go right here and get that book. I just put it in the chat. And I'm going to answer that question about beans, types of beans. The only bean that I really eat is cacao bean. Even lentils and chickpeas, I don't really eat those. You know, if I'm traveling, or that's not something that I would want to eat because they're nitrogen fixators. So navy beans are more of a nitrogen fixator. But you can bypass eating navy beans by eating the sprout that it grows from, which is called haricots. Way more fiber, and you can get some of what we're calling the necessary proteins. So you can go right here and get this book. This is the ebook. If you want the physical copies, I have physical copies too. All these other books are here too. All right. We're going to talk about this one, weight gain, weight loss and weight gain. And there are others here too. I'm redoing the other material, which I'm about to show right now, which is this book. I'm redoing this book right here because I had to make some corrections. Yeah, if you want a physical book, I'm showing you the website, bro. Y'all can go to the website. Y'all know how to use the internet. I'm redoing this book, The Art and Science of Perfect Genetic Health. It's going to be Black Genetics Volume 1 again as an edit, a correction edit. Exploring age reversal, genetics, DNA repair, epigenetics and nutrition, environmental disease pathology. All right. This is important because this book goes deeper into biodiversity and nutrition. So I have that book out. I'll probably have this one out again this week because I've done pretty much all the edits that I need to do. And we also have this book, excellent material. An advanced guide to weight loss and weight gain and proper exercise. Super important because when we get to the part about exercise, you're going to see why I teach that your girl, your wife, your daughters should not be exercising at gyms where men are present. Absolutely not. And you need to learn gender-based nutrition. Which is why you won't see me eating a lot of chickpeas and stuff like that. Because I don't want heavy phytoestrogens to be in my nutrition or in the nutrition of a woman who would be conceiving a child that is a male by me. I don't want her eating a lot of chickpeas during her pregnancy. Any of those phytoestrogens or estrogen mimickers can impact that child. They definitely will impact you. You're going to have man boobs, fat stomach. So we talk about that in this material, and that's another material out of the 3 main ones that I'm recommending. All right, so let's put that back down. So we're talking about the literature. We gave you the place where you can get the literature. You can also go here and get the literature for the physical books. If you want physical books, you can get physical books. All right. And here you go. Here is where you can go to get physical books. Let's show you the physical books. Link. And I'll throw it in the chat. If you want physical books, you can get them. The Perfect Genetics book will be out probably next Thursday sometime. I got to update to that. So the link is there for that, and you can see that, right? So now I just wanted to go through that so we could get to the critical information. This part is critical. Huge. It's huge. You're gonna get all your folate from supplementation, please, and your nutrition. You can get excellent levels of folate from supplementation, and excellent amounts from nutrition. We're about to go over. All right. Let's look up some words for classification. Now we're going to look these words up so we won't be guessing. All right. Let's get the scientific definition for protein. So let's get this simple definition. Simple. We're going to get complex, but let's keep it simple. Scientific definition. In science, proteins are large, complex molecules composed of amino acids. I don't need to read any further. I do not need to read any further. In science, proteins are large, complex molecules composed of amino acids. That is the most important statement that can be made. Why, Ali? Because here is a fact of science that you are not going to get around. Everything, and when I say thing, I mean thing around you that is biologic and living, or used to be living, or is in a state of decay from living to death, or in a process from conception to birth. Everything is composed of either nucleotides, adenine, cytosine, thymine, guanine, uracil, or how nucleotides organize themselves into tissues, which is called an amino acid, properly termed a carboxylic acid. Everything. Everything around you is made of nucleotides and amino acids. Everything. I'm going to say it again. Everything around you, thing, living, biologic, is made of nucleotides and amino acids. Everything, every part of your body is made of nucleotides, amino acids, and water, or some form of hydrogel that is a form of water. Everything. Everything. I'm going to get more complex because when I get more complex, I'm going to prove that everything is made of a nucleated crystal atom. The atomic nucleated crystal structures make up everything, not just biologic, but non-biologic. And there's a way to make non-biologic biologic. So, nucleation science of crystals trumps biologics. Because then you have to redefine what is alive. We're going to get there, though. I'm just letting you know we can get there. Structure. Proteins provide structural support for cells, tissues, and organs. Function. Enzymes, antibodies, hormones are examples of what? Proteins that perform specific functions in the body. So when your protein synthesis abilities drop, it affects your hormones. It affects your antibodies. It affects your enzymes. So when you look at me in that picture, all of those were impacted. Proteins regulate cellular processes and maintain homeostasis. Let's go. Proteins are formed by linking amino acids together through peptide bonds. So peptides are the intermediate between amino acids and proteins. The sequence and arrangement of amino acids determines the protein's unique structure and function. And there are more amino acids than 20. See, this is when you got to vet. There are more amino acids than 20. There are more amino acids than 20. There are more amino acid configurations than 20. But suffice to say, I'll give this AI article a B- for its explanation because it's on point, because I wanted to get to proteins are composed of amino acids, aka carboxylic acids. That's where I wanted to get. Yeah, you know what to look for. I'm doing a health lecture. I'm not here to talk about the Nation of Islam at all. I did my last lectures on that. They're live on this channel. So let's stop this presentation and come back. Where I wanted to get is proteins are composed of amino acids. Like, for instance, you have an amino acid called lysine. 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 And you can take lysine break it down, and you get 3-letter A's. AAA. And what is lysine in A as a amino acid that is composed of AAA? A is adenine. So as an amino acid, lysine also acts as a DNA repair agent because of the adenine. The adenine is a nucleotide. This is science, and you'll never get this part wrong. Everything around you, biologic, is made of nucleotides and amino acids. Therefore, they form themselves into polymorphic, diverse things that we call proteins. And they're all throughout your body. Proteins build themselves up into structures we know as cells. So what do you have? Let's work our way backwards. The body, systems, organs, cells, proteins, peptides, amino acids, nucleotides. And if you want to keep going, molecule, atomic crystals, light. I just gave you the true classification system. I'm going to do it again. Body or organism, plant, animal. System, central nervous system, endocrine system, respiratory system, lymphatic system, immune system, circulatory system, digestive system, exocrine system, reproductive system, muscular system, skeletal system, meridian, which is the afferent and efferent parts of the nervous system, integumentary, skin, system. All systems made of what? Cells. And cells have these little body parts, mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, ion channels, different receptors, cellular membranes, nucleus. And these are all made of what? Proteins. And the proteins are made of what? Amino acids. For all tissue structure, except that even though those amino acids are nucleotides, there's one space that's only nucleotides, and that is DNA and RNA. And so now, if Yahki ever comes back out in any video ever in the future of humanity and says there's no such thing as protein, he should not be listened to. He needs to go back, delete those videos, go do some basic 101 anatomy physiology structure, and then come back and clean that up and then continue to do a great job. Dr. Sebi can't erase it. Unfortunately, the elder is gone now. Salute to all the great that he did for the community. Corrections to the thing that he did not do well. Yeah, stop asking me about the NOI. I'm doing a health lecture. I'm uninterested in talking about religious organizations. I'll never do it again. So no disrespect to you, but I don't care about none of that. I'm talking about your body and how healthy you can be, how healthy your mother, your father, your cousin, your family members, your future children, your future great, 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 great future. And the sensationalism and other stuff online. So the problem with amino acids is something I pointed out first. The problem with amino acids is that this language and classification system is upholding nitrogen as a crown. And we told you what nitrogen actually is. It is the beta decay of carbon-14. It is a decay ratio form of an isotope of carbon, which is unstable. And there's something happening to these little positive and negative charges as they descend as electricity from light. So this is a malfunction. Nitrogen is a malfunction in the signal functioning of light to electricity. And you will never hear anybody say that, but in the future, this will be proven, and you can fix the carbon deterioration ratio into nitrogen by fixing the electricity and its signal communication to light. Light here is not what you see irradiating from the sun. That is radiance. That's the radiance and the entropy of the radiance of electricity and magnetism. A sun shining, any star shining, is radiance and entropy, meaning heat that is being released in various forms of radiation. And we can see them in a spectrum that we call Roy G. Biv, or the seeing spectrum of the electromagnetic radiation. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, and all of them have a range. This is the electromagnetic spectrum. This is not light. Light is black. And in order for light to signal properly into its electrical and magnetic state, it needs the crystallization of a particular atom to communicate that into existence properly as the most stable element, and that is carbon. Dr. Sebi said melanin did not exist. That's crazy. Melanin is both a peptide and a protein that is synthesized by what? Go back to your chain. What would synthesize peptides and proteins? Amino acids. And then you add in the other factor in nature of the crystallization, which are the minerals. Tweak some enzymes in there. You got a communication network that can build you up a peptide or a protein, the melanotropic peptide system, or proteins, melanin. So when I talk biodiversity, I'm focusing on immunity and the interaction of the organism to light and electricity. I'm talking immunity and the interaction of a plant, animal, or human with electricity and light. Those factors need to be added into biology, or if they're not, because you consider them physics, we developed this concept called biocosmology, also known as biophysics. So we can have the subject together, because when you take them out, you can't understand why we're saying adverse mutation makes you pale with lank hair. That's adverse mutation in human biological polymorphisms. Atrophy is an epigenetic condition, control condition, that eventually impacts tissues all the way down to genes. And so what we're saying is that there are amino acids, there are proteins, and understanding them is vital to your health. Someone asked me a question: should we supplement amino acids, or should we just eat them from nutrition? You have to be doing both. You have to be doing both at large levels. Because if you're not doing both in the world that you're in, you are going to suffer health problems with synthesizing proteins. I'll give you an example. I can eat a bison steak and get more amino acids in one bison steak than you can get in 5 days of eating, 5 to 7 days of eating a plant-based diet. And what is that going to do for me? Well, unlike cow meat, unlike chicken, unlike pork, the amino acid structure that I'm going to get from bison has high levels of what with it? High levels of stabilized carbon. Concentrations of amino acids. And if cooked properly, 280 degrees or lower, with terpenes on the bison, you're going to neutralize glycation, get the impact of the amino acids being broken down into the digestive tract properly, and those amino acids being distributed all throughout your body for repair and buildup. So a plant-based person will say, don't eat meat. And I'll say, that's too generic of a statement. Food science says bison and cow are both considered meat in their world. In our world, one is nutrition and one is not. We won't classify something as meat only just to make no variation of clarity so people can understand. It's either nutritious or it's not. You could have a collard green wrap. You could have a collard green wrap. I could have a seared bison steak with fresh cut rosemary and other what else? Some sage leaf. Heated on it, and I could get way more nutrition than you with that collard green wrap with nutritional yeast. And what else you got on there? You got all kinds of stuff on there. I ain't gonna mention the places where they sell it at in Atlanta, where the healthy people are sick. Hit the like button. Thank you. My brother always come through. Hit the like button. So what is Yahki actually talking about? Yahki even made the statement that muscles are not built up via amino acids and protein. So that's what I'm saying. Plant-based is plant-based is a joke. Because all plants aren't healthy for you. The carnivore diet is a joke because all meat is not healthy for you. The keto diet is a joke. When you go into a diabetic coma, what is the state? Ketosis. All of these diets are jokes because they don't take into one thing into consideration. Measure what's healthy or not. And to who? Based on science, not based on putting a label on something. Because when the science updates, you can't Now you can't do that diet no more. Yeah. Where did they get this from? He said that muscles are made of carbon and carbohydrates. Muscles are built up by amino acids, literally. Carbohydrates only give glucose and minerals and other stuff because the receptors need the minerals. But the cells of the muscle cells, what are we talking about here? The muscle cells are made up of amino acids which build up proteins. You need protein intake to get amino acids. That's why in that photo where I showed you, which I'll show it again. I don't mind showing it again. Y'all want to see that again? That photo which I showed you, let's show it again. I had an amino acid deficiency because I'm eating what? Fruit. The skins of the fruit, the seeds of the fruit will have protein, but rarely do you find the meat of a fruit is a carbohydrate, except for a few like jackfruit and others that have this big, pods. But you get what I'm saying. My amino acid intake right here was low as way too low. Way too low. Then I got sense after 23 years of it, and the last 5 years, 5.5 now. This is 4.5 years of me back on getting protein. Look what happened, bruh. Look what happened. My body changed to what it needs to be. Like I said, I'll be 50. I still look like this. This is from last year. This is from 2012, 13 years ago. I was on a fruitarian diet for a year, for 14 months. I stopped it because I got so goddamn sick. I was supplementing, trying to take all this stuff, and I figured it out. Like, oh my, this is deep. And when I was doing experiments, I thought I was healing faster. I was like, oh, now I know what that was. That wasn't what I thought it was. But I already had an athletic build because I've been an athlete all my life. So at 22, when I started trying to be plant-based, it was a gradual process of atrophy. I was a Division I All-American football player at Temple University. People online, on Facebook, they know me. We all went to school together. I got my athletic build back by taking in protein properly, along with all the other supplements and stuff that you need. So now let's go to classification, because what Yahki was trying to do was correct classification, and he made a mistake. He was only doing that because he watched my stuff. Nobody else was doing that but me and Inky. And Inky was getting it from me. He didn't know nothing until he came around us. And then, he started really learning how to study. Now he knows how to study. But the classification system, I'll give you a perfect example of this. Yeah. I'll give you a perfect example of this. Vitamin D. Vitamin D is not a vitamin. Vitamin D is not a vitamin. Now watch this. Let's test AI and see how smart it is. Let's look at this. They're still calling vitamin D a vitamin. We call it hormone D. Watch. Let's see. Now, we did this years ago, and then we started seeing literature get updated. Now it's updated. While often referred to as a vitamin, vitamin D is more accurately classified as a hormone because the body produces it itself. Wait a minute. Are you saying that the body can't produce other vitamins by itself? Did you know the body can produce vitamin C by itself? Is vitamin C a vitamin or is it a hormone? Let's keep reading. While often referred to as a vitamin, vitamin D is more accurately classified as a hormone because the body produces it itself, primarily in the skin when exposed to sunlight. And it acts on various tissues throughout the body to regulate calcium levels in the blood, making it functionally similar to other hormones. Wait a minute. Vitamin D controls over 1,200 genes, known genes. And it does it through something called vitamin D response elements that are in the chain of the DNA. And vitamin D can go through the DNA, permeate through a cell's membrane, go straight to the nucleus, and detect when there is a mutation in certain parts of the DNA. But here is the kicker. Y'all know this is the truth. Here is the kicker. Nobody was saying this before. Nobody was saying that vitamin D is not a vitamin before me. Who? Go find it. I made major institutions change their textbooks. But let's go back to this concept here. Vitamin D, if it's a hormone, let's ask a question. If it's controlling the levels of calcium in the body to make your bones dense, and your bones are piezoelectric crystals, let's ask a question. Let's ask a question. Why, for God heavens, are Black people's bones more dense than Eurasians? $1 million question. I'm going to ask it again. Why are Black people's bones more dense, and the bones are piezoelectric, than white people if vitamin D is controlling, and it's not vitamin D, let's correct it, hormone D is controlling calcium levels, which are the ion channels on the cellular membrane, and the ion channels, gated and ligand ion channels, are controlling cellular diversity, right? Cellular positioning, GPS positioning of cells and other factors that are surrounding the cell, and absorption of calcium into the tissues. So if other groups of people have less dense bones, then the vitamin D is not acting or interacting the same. Here is where I'm going to blow your mind. Let's go back to Indigenous Food Science, another book that I'm going to bring back out within the summertime, but I want to open it up for you so you can read something about this hormone D. Then you're going to scratch your head, because hormones are proteins. The sun makes a hormonal protein in your body, and you have health teachers telling you that protein isn't real. I need you to understand something. The cells understand every language: Arabic, English, Spanish, They understand. Let me show you my point, though. Let's go to indigenous food science. Let's do this real quick. Because I showed y'all a study in indigenous food science that I think is relevant, and I think y'all want to look at it. I think y'all want to look at this. This is important. This is super important. Let me show you how important this is. Let me show you how important this is. This is going to open up my conversation, which is biodiversity. And I have been saying this for so long. I even made up a subject called Black Genetics that others like Inky tried to steal from me. Black biology and Black genetics. So I changed it to human biological polymorphisms and added it to the subject of evolution. So let's do this. Let's show you, I'm going to answer this question about hormone D, which is a protein, because hormones are proteins, made by the sun. The sun makes this protein from what? What does the sun make this protein from? Because I'm about to break down something that you really need to know about memory. Now we're about to go in. We're done with Dr. Sebi and Yahki. Y'all got y'all lesson for today. Please stop saying those things that you're saying. You don't know what you're talking about. It doesn't, see, the thing about it is y'all missing the point and y'all going to jump right back to this thought that genetics is primary. Genetics is not primary. It's not. That's why I'm using the sun. And I'm using proteins. And then I'm using the intermediate between how is the sun making the protein. Because they just established that the sun was making the protein. I got to go to my light and electricity now. Y'all need to pay attention to what I'm saying to you. And I'm y'all, not y'all. I'm just saying y'all as like, euphemistically, like, okay, yeah, it's I'm not talking to y'all. Y'all are already listening to me. I'm talking to the world. There is nobody that can teach you this. Then I'm going to tell you why there's nobody that can teach you this. That's more important. But here's the point. Let's read it. Let's read this from some of y'all had indigenous food science. Y'all got this book. Y'all got this book. Y'all got this book. Y'all remember this book? This was a hot topic back like 2015, 2016, 2017, when I was making my transitions and doing my studies and got all the bioscans and the, started getting into the diagnostics. I was like, oh, we about to cook. We about to cook. Y'all remember this. Y'all remember this. So now let's go down to this section where it says an excellent case is the vitamin D study led by author Dr. Ravi Thadani of the Massachusetts General Hospital. After testing 2,085 blacks and whites, they found that the blacks had a different type of vitamin D, and thus tests were misdiagnosing them as being vitamin D deficient. This error in diagnostics simply means the tests don't account for genetic and biological variance. This was me saying this way back in 2015, 10 years ago. Indigenous peoples have a biochemical carbon-based molecule called melanin, eumelanin, and via sunlight, they can produce vitamin D at optimal levels. Thus, we don't even interact with the sun in the same way as other races. To not account for these variances is a health crime. By the way, throw out all your vitamin D pills and go out for a walk in the sun for nutrition. Now, look at this New England Journal of Medicine. Vitamin D binding protein and vitamin D status of blacks, Black Americans, and white Americans. Background: low levels of total 25 hydroxy vitamin D are common among Black Americans. Vitamin D binding protein has not been considered in the assessment of vitamin D deficiency. Methods. So, in the healthy aging and neighborhoods of diversity across lifespan, cohort of blacks and whites, 2,085 participants, we measured levels of total 25 hydroxy vitamin D binding protein, and parathyroid hormone, as well as some bone mineral density. We genotyped study participants for two common polymorphisms in the vitamin D binding protein: gene RS7041 and RS4588. We estimated levels of bioavailable 25 hydroxy vitamin D in homozygous participants. So now, what are we saying here? Let's get to it, because now I'm about to debunk something that happens. Evolutionary biologists and biochemists may say this, that the reason why Black people have lower vitamin D3 levels in their blood is because the melanin is filtering out the sunlight, and therefore Black people have less vitamin D3 levels and higher incidences of vitamin D3 deficiency. Sorry, you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. The reason why they in Chicago, New York, Boston, DC with low vitamin D3 levels is because of two things. They're not getting enough sunlight, and they don't know where to get it from in their nutrition. They're not getting enough sunlight. The melanin is not stopping the light. Here's the proof. The vitamin D that you're saying that we don't have in our bloodstream that's measurably lower is still making our bones denser. So what are you talking about? What you're talking about is you're trying to trick us. So let me untrick you. Vitamin D is made from light interacting with a fat. I'm going to say it one more time. Vitamin D is made from light interacting with lipids. Now we're about to really have a conversation. We're there now. We can really talk now. Because what I have to do now is break down something that you probably don't know. What's a lipid? What is fat? Well, you have all types of lipids. You have cholesterols, right? So you got, oh, your cholesterol is so high. All hormones are made from cholesterol. But hormones are proteins. All right, let me prove my point, though. Let me prove my point. Gotta prove my point first. Because I'm about to show you some stuff that's going to change biology in the future. I promise you. It's going to change. Let me show you. So, lipids. Let's go to, this is the book, An Advanced Guide to Weight Gain and Weight Loss. Lipids. The Science of Fat. Chapter 2. When we use the common term fat, we are usually talking about the sagging looking stuff around a person's belly, hips, thighs, etc. The scientific term for fat is adipose tissue when in the body and lipid when in foods. The scientific definition most commonly given is adipose tissue, body fat, or simply fat is a loose connective tissue composed mostly of adipocytes. In addition to adipocytes, adipose tissue contains the stromal vascular fraction, SVF, of cells, including pre-adipocytes, fibroblasts, vascular endothelial cells, and a variety of immune cells, such as adipose tissue macrophages. We're about to get there. Adipose tissue is derived from pre-adipocytes. Its main role is to do what? To store energy. Energy in the form of lipids, although it also cushions and insulates the body. Still dealing with thermal regulation, heat. Remember, we brought up entropy and the sun and electricity. The sun and every star is the entropy expressed through heat of electricity, electromagnetism. We're getting somewhere, though. Lipid. In biology and biochemistry, a lipid is a macro biomolecule that is soluble in nonpolar solvents. Nonpolar solvents are typically hydrocarbon lipid molecules that do not easily dissolve in water, including fatty acid, waxes, sterols, fat-soluble vitamins, fat-soluble hormones, fat-soluble hormones such as A, D, E, and K. Monoglycerides, diglycerides, triglycerides, and phospholipids. Okay, now let's break this down. We're going to start with this word right here. Hydrocarbon. What is hydrocarbon? It's carbon and hydrogen. Okay, cool. So when I look at the structure of a lipid, what is a lipid always made of? A lipid is only and always made of carbon, hydrogen, and sometimes oxygen. I'm going to say that again. A lipid is only made of carbon and hydrogen, hydrocarbons, and sometimes oxygen, depending. All right, varies. Let's ask AI another question. We got to ask AI this question because I'm talking about the sun. I was talking about bone density, and I'm getting into a subject. I'm working my way. But remember, hormones are proteins. Remember that. All right. We got to the hydrocarbons. And that book was An Advanced Guide to Weight Gain and Weight Loss. Watch this. Woo, woo. This is about to get hot, y'all. It's about to get hot in here. Let's go. So we're talking about hormones now, and we're going to make a differentiation. Watch this. Let's ask AI a question and see how smart AI is. Are all hormones made from cholesterols? Cholesterols are fats. Remember that. Cholesterols are what? Fats. Cholesterols are what? Fats. Yes, all steroid hormones are derived from cholesterol, but not all hormones are made from cholesterol. All steroid hormones. Cholesterol is a vital substance for hormone production. Cell membranes. Cell membranes are what? Fat. This is why we make our products as indigenous doctors in Arna out of what? Nanolipids. Nanolipidization, using these techniques that we do in order to permeate through the membrane to go straight to the DNA, to talk to the DNA. So when I improved Megaleaf, when I made Megaleaf a gel tab, I increased the power of Megaleaf by 10-fold. I already tested it. Clients who came to me, some of them, they have HSV or HIV, and they came to me, and not all of them, I wasn't able to heal all of them. I was able to heal some of them. I gave them the Megaleaf with lipid basis, a gel lipid tablet infused with 4 terpenes and all the original ingredients. I got a company to make this for me. It's going to end the game. I'm talking about end, E-N-D, the game. And I have this documented, and I'm going to blow the medical industry away in the future. That's what I'm born to do. But I'm going to be responsible and scientific. I'm not going to come out here and say there's no such thing as amino acids and proteins. I'm not about to do that. But steroid hormones, not all hormones are made from cholesterol, but steroid hormones are. And then it says, okay, look at this. Yeah, hormones. Cholesterol is a vital substance for hormone production. It's synthesizing to make it. In order to make it, you got to have a fat. I'm telling you, the sun makes vitamin D, hormone D, from a fat, a cholesterol, because vitamin D is in this category. Cell membranes, where your ion channels are, your G protein receptors are, your enzyme link receptors are, your gated and ligand ion channels, your permeation via lipids happens through the cell membrane, and vitamin D. I got him. I just ended the lie, the real hate crime throughout human history has just been solved. And you don't know it's been solved, so I'm about to break it down to you. Steroid hormones are fat-soluble substances that are synthesized from cholesterol in the adrenal cortex, right above your kidneys, testes, and ovaries. Y'all don't know what I'm about to do. Oh, y'all have no idea what I'm about to do. Y'all have no idea what I'm about to do. Why are we focusing on fats that are connected to vitamin D, a steroid hormone, now, and the testes and the ovaries? Why are we focused there now? We're about to go through reproduction. Go back to my lecture that I did on the need to repair humans. What did I say? I said that crystal nucleation, which is the first process that deals with self-duplication and self-production on a crystalline level, atomic level, was mimicked by how we become fertile as organisms on Earth. Insects, plants, algae, humans, I don't care which entity it is. And it proves that crystal nucleation was the first process of self-reproduction. Now we're going biological up to the enhanced highest form in the human being, and we're dealing with self-production again. We're dealing with fats, and we're dealing with the testes, the ovaries, and steroidal hormones. And we're dealing with light able to make these hormones. We're dealing with fertility issues. We're dealing with erectile dysfunction. We're dealing with those small issues too, right? We can fix those. But let's keep reading. The initial step in the synthesis of steroid hormones is the conversion of cholesterol to pregnenolone. Holy shit. Do you know what's about to happen? Pregnenolone is then oxidized and isomerized to progesterone. Stop. Stop. Is this why I can give you wild yam with diastenin in it, increase your progesterone, and get rid of all of your reproductive problems, including ovarian cysts and fibroids, uterine cysts and fibroids, PCOS. You want to keep going? PMS. You want to keep going? No menses, just spotting. You still ovulate. No PMS. You want to keep going? So progesterone, a hormone, is further modified to other steroid hormones such as cortisol, aldosterone, and androgens. We're gonna get to testosterone. We're gonna get to follicle stimulating hormone. We're going to get to luteinizing hormone. We're going to get to how your cycle is created. We're talking about this through fats. FATS. Go back to this plant-based diet. Where is the fat? Where are the lipids? What is atrophy really? What is atrophy really? When you start losing your fat and your protein, what is it really on a spiritual level? What is it really? You know what it is? It's suicide. It morphs into food disorders, obesity, and severe cases of atrophy caused by people who don't want to eat. They have names for these people. I don't want to call people names. These steroid hormones are responsible for many physiological functions, including sexual differentiation. Are they? Is there a connection between the rise of the LGBT community and this veganism, this low diet of cholesterol, low lipid, low protein diet? Is there a issue that is biologically, scientifically connected to this? Are there people who sat down and planned this, including sexual differentiation, libido, and regulation of ion balances? Wait a minute. So we're talking about hydrocarbons, fats. And do you know that if you read my books, all these people talking about methylation now, methylation. Nobody was out here talking about no goddamn methylation itself. High-level biochemists, and they didn't understand it. I came to you and I told you what they already knew, which is that methylation, what's a methyl? Methyl is a fat. CH3 is the key to how your cells differentiate into different cells, organs, structure. So what am I talking about here? I'm talking about light interacting with fat. Fat stores energy. What is the energy that fat is actually storing? When I say it, you're going to say I'm a liar. The sun is not light. The sun is electricity and entropy. It is a liquid hydrogen object. It's not plasma. It is not plasma. It is not plasma. The sun is a liquid hydrogen operation going on with other minerals that are also there that lead up all the way to iron. The sun, let me say this and be careful. The sun is a product of light, is a product of the blackness. So what's being stored in the fats? Because fats deal with thermal regulation. They said energy. What energy? Memory. Light memory. Light memory is stored in fats, converted into steroidal hormones, which have the ability to go to your DNA, which is memory, and tell if there is an adverse mutation, which means that the vitamin D, the hormone D, has a memory of what your DNA is supposed to be ordered like. And if it's out, those vitamin D response elements are not in the original order, it will say, we got to fix this. But the point that I was making is that the crystal nucleation on an atomic level is stored in fats. And what am I saying? I'm saying crystal nucleation is how everything changes in the universe. Everything. Crystal nucleation is how atoms and atomic structure interact with light. I'm telling you, you are losing your libido. You're losing your ability to self-produce. You're losing your desire to self-produce because you are disconnected from light, God. That is your problem. You are disconnected from your real self, which is source. And so you don't want to be in the sun. It's too hot. You need more fats in your diet. You need more lipids. The lipids are a gateway. The fats are a gateway. The methylation is there as a computer project in your cells. Hormone D is a fat phospholipid-based protein that is there as an interaction with light. White people have less dense bones. White people have less dense bones. Inky ain't been teaching nothing for years, and I know who you are. I know who you are now, faithful scion. I know exactly who you are. I'm not even going to put you out or tell people who you are. I know who you are, though. Oh, look at this. Look at this statement. Do you see this? Do y'all see this? Do y'all see this? This is the problem with Black people. I challenge you, because this would be defamation. No, excuse me, not defamation. It would be slander and libel. I dare you to pull up any lecture from Farrell, any lecture at all, at any time. Farrell does not understand methylation at all. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. None of them do. Because if they understood, let me break this down how deep this is, for real. If you understood methylation, you could prove unequivocally that Blacks are older than Africans. And you would have to go to the Y allopolymorphism in humans. You could prove that the first bacteria were developed here. in this location of the planet. The first plants, trees. This subject gets deep, but no, Pharaoh was not the first person talking about methylation at all. Like, cut it out, bro. Definitely wasn't. Inky, bruh. Inky was selling lemonade water, trying to heal people working at T-Mobile when he met me. And they used to come to my class at the National Black Theater. I was running the class. Polite was a Nubian. Polite had an IRS problem, and they brought him to my class to get it fixed. Then he got the restaurant in Brooklyn. Inky was working for T-Mobile and selling this lemon water thing. I don't know what that was about. Inky came to me. I gave him the books, Melanotropic Peptide, volumes 1, 2, and 3. I took him on a tour. I still got all the photos. Y'all don't know that. Y'all don't know the history. Like, y'all really don't know the history. Where was Inky in 1998? I dare him to tell you. When I was working on my mother to heal her of cancer, where were these people? When I was bringing Dr. Africa and Dr. Sebi into college camp, where were these? These people were not even around. There's nothing in Africa older than America. Nothing. Nothing. I promise you. And this is not sensationalism. I'm sorry. The first, look, they got stories in Africa about our land arising out of the waters. The first landmass ever to rise out of water was this part of the earth, specifically North America. The first solid land and soil. The first solid land and soil. I can show you where the oldest soil on earth is. It's at the base of a mountain range in America. And you know you need soil to do everything. Y'all don't listen. Y'all are dealing with people who are just not on our level. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it. They are not. They're nice people, probably. They're good people. But what I'm telling you right here, let me take myself off of this screen. What I walked you through just now, first of all, we dealt with the issue of there's no such thing as protein. It's ridiculous. Then we showed you what proteins are made of, amino acids. And then they're made of nucleotides. Nucleotides are molecules. Then we took you to the crystal nucleation, which is crystal nucleation is how rocks are formed. Because they try to make it look like organic life came out of inorganic substances. No, rocks are alive. They're alive crystals. And they're there for a reason. They are communicating all throughout an ecosystem. Dirt, rocks, all of these things are living entities. And when we come to lipids, it is the lipids. This is why you can get the slime on these crystals and you get organisms. Where are those organisms organizing themselves from? It's called autogenesis. Autogenesis is when life forms are formed from crystal and slime molds. Slime molds are fats. Fats hold solar memory, light memory. The light memory is the blackness. And the thing about the blackness is the information for everything to ever come into existence at any time, regardless of past, present, and future events, is stored like it's stored digitally in your computer. This is when they're talking their fake quantum science, quantum entanglement, and this particle over here was talking to this particle, and they all had the same information. First of all, you've never isolated a photon. A photon is a massless particle. A photon is a massless particle. It's theoretical. You don't believe me? Go to your Google search. You're going to lose every time. When it comes to Aboriginal University, you're going to lose every time. You're not going to win. Don't do it. But bet us, though. We want you to bet us because we want everybody to be responsible. So why did I just go through all of that information? I'm trying to tell you, that the people who want to remove the fats and the proteins from your diet don't even know what they actually are. Thermoregulation of temperature is the capture of information from a light field. I'm going to tell you again. Thermoregulation of temperature is the capture of memory from a light field by a fat. So when you see hair like this is for thermoregulation. This brown skin, this blackness is for thermoregulation. We don't know what thermoregulation is. You ever been around somebody that overheats real fast? They sweat fast. You know why you're sweating fast? Because you're having a disturbing signal interaction with God, aka light. Because I don't want to use God because you're gonna think religion. Light. You're having a disturbing interaction of memory with light. Oh, I'm cold. You get cold fast and you get hot fast. You get cold and you get hot fast because you have a disturbing interaction with light. Look, I'm not even going to talk to these people in the chat. You know, some people in the chat, and I'm not going to put you out because you're stupid. I'm just going to let you talk. I'll let the people in the chat deal with you. Crystal healing is proper nutrition. I'm going to say it again because we're about to go to supplements now. Crystal healing is proper nutrition. You putting ox and all stuff all over your body, that's like symbolic. Your body is a giant crystal with water and biofilms. Biofilms are fats. The biofilms under your skin are the reason why you make hormone D. These biofilms are mediator communication systems with light fields that transfer the memory, thermoregulation, and then that memory is electrically now used to design things. And then it turns into biochemistry and a whole bunch of other things. And so now let's rewind our subject. The reason why you need vitamin D is because of all these reasons I just mentioned. You can't heal from diseases with these sensational theories. So let's go to it. What is the only plant on earth that makes vitamin D3? Pine pollen. The pine tree. The pine tree is a what? What is the pine tree? The pine tree is an evergreen tree. Evergreen tree. Christmas tree. Christmas trees are evergreen trees. A Christmas tree is supposed to be a pine tree. That's all it's supposed to be. And the winter solstice is when you erect your pine tree. Why are you erecting a pine tree and putting a star at the top? Because the star is the thermal regulator of the communication to the pine, and the pine tree is filled with pine oils and is filled with a hormone called D3. So you could take the pine pollen and you can regulate progesterone because I use pine pollen in the womb healer. I use pine pollen in the Mandigo formula. And so Christmas is about the science of being a healing master. And they brought you a book called Al Shifa, the healing, which you call Quran, and Ramadan. Now they're doing Ramadan right now, and they don't know nothing that I just talked about. They don't know it. They don't have no idea about nothing. But the Sidrat al-Muntaha, Sidrat al-Muntaha. A sidr is where you get the word cedar from. It's a tree. Cedar trees are in the pine tree evergreen family. And what do you get when you smell a pine tree, a cedar tree? You get pheromones, plant pheromones, scents. And we call pheromones in plants what? Terpenes. This is why terpenes are there to tell you what plants are natural and what are not. So somebody asking me about navy beans, go smell the plant that navy beans grow on. Go smell it. What does it smell like? Black bean tree or vine. What does it smell like? Terpenes tell you what plants are actually heirloom. They got this term heirloom now. That shit don't mean nothing. Smell the plant. Then you're going to know if it's heirloom. See, everything around us is teaching us something. But we're bad students. The Quran, Holy Quran says, I want to use this verse right. Reflect upon my creation. And then it goes on to say, the remembrance of Allah is the dhikr of Allah is the greatest force. So Sidra al-Muntaha, Sidr, the top of the tree. Sidra al-Muntaha means the top of the tree. Now Sidra al-Muntaha also means something else. What I'm trying to tell you is that if you want to be healthy, now you want to supplement and you're going to buy somebody's supplements, Yahki or whoever, who is telling you that there's no such thing as protein, how are you going to build muscle then? What product is he going to sell you to build muscle that's a carbohydrate? I'm waiting. You're only going to get glucose and some minerals possibly. You can't build muscle with only glucose. Are you kidding me? Glucose is a fuel. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? So now, if I give you plant built, and it has epicatechin in it, and the epicatechin is something I mentioned the other day that's all throughout cacao. The epicatechin does what? Downregulates myostatin, which is what? The thing that causes bad fats. It upregulates the muscles and the brown adipose tissue, which is the healthy fats, which means your muscles are now having the ability to remember your original design. You are a motherfucking avatar, bro. But we ashy avatars right now, listening to ashy people who look ashy. I'm the reason Yahki started working out, because I kept saying, look at your health teacher. Look at your health teacher. Then he had this big confession. Oh, I was the vegan that wasn't taking care of himself. And no, you was listening to my lectures, and that voice from Ali was rattling your brain. Then you went and fixed it. Great. That's what you should have did. Honorable man. Glad you fixed it. You ain't give me no credit though. You ain't gonna do that though. That's fine. I don't need it. But let's get to the supplements. I talked about the Mega Leaf. I'll put it in the chat. They're asking for it. What? If they're asking for it, Let's put it in the chat. I made this product to deal with all immune issues. And I put it in a gel tab. This is about 10 times stronger, and you'll see, than what we had before. I'm going to break this down. This is about now you learning at a university, Aboriginal university, how to design products. Now, our doctors learn this. I'm trying to show you that this is a practical thing because I make entrepreneurs. I make entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are free people who can think. This product is all the things I just said. Apinine. Apinine is what? A terpene. Thymol. A terpene. Then you add the lipid envelope so it can be delivered as a lipid across the membrane, which is also a cholesterol, straight to the DNA to do what? Regulate cytokine response. There is no doctor that can sit here and tell you that they are rebuilding your light memory so your body can remember what it's supposed to be in its healthiest state and then start synthesizing those particular things into what? Molecular, nucleotide, amino acid, peptide, protein, cellular, organ, system, structure. I plug your computer back up. How are you going to do it? Breathing. You can go into it in an advanced guide to healing thyself. I ship to the UK. I ship to Germany. I ship to Japan. I ship to China. I ship to Africa. I ship to the Caribbean. I ship to South America. I ship to Canada. I ship to Hawaii. I ship to the United States. I ship anywhere they have a mailing system. Yes, you order the product, it's going to get to you. You better pay. You got to pay those international fees though if you're outside of the United States. I put that in the store to let people know you got to pay those international fees. But yeah, we do. So now we got this product here, and I'm sharing the product so you can understand supplementation, because you should be taking vitamin D because you're not getting sunlight, and this is leading to prostate cancer in Chicago, in New York City, in Newark, in Philadelphia, in Boston, in these places where you're not getting sunlight. I'm in the South. I was out today, all in the sun. So now you're going to the store to buy a vitamin D, hormone D, that doesn't even match you. We teach our indigenous doctors how to put vitamin D into its fat-soluble form, D3, from the only plant that makes it, pine pollen, and then you get your vitamin D3. And you're also making it. Then you can go get some more vitamin D3 from fish. But here's the kicker. If you're going to prepare the fish, you have to know how to prepare it with the proper terpenes at the proper temperature to get the hormone D3 out of it. And most people don't know how to do that. They're not even thinking about that. They just want to eat some fish. Then you got the people who are losing their bone density, which means their crystals are falling apart. Think about what I'm saying to you. When you lose your bone density and atrophy, your crystals are falling apart. Your life is falling apart. Your ability to self-create is falling apart. To self-produce is falling apart. Your libido is going down. Your hormonal system is going down. Your fats are deteriorating and drying up out of your body. Your protein structure is disassembling. Protein structure is crystal nucleation diversity or polymorphism. Falling apart. You're disconnecting from God, from the light. Doesn't the Quran tell you that what? Allah nuru al-samawati al-ard. Allah nuru al-samawati al-ard. Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth, or of nature and matter, because sama is where you get ismi. Ismi means the name or the nature. Sam, the root, SM, means nature. But the named nature, meaning identified, aware. Ard, where you get the word earth from. In Hebrew, eretz. It means matter. Allah is the light of nature and matter. Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth. If Allah, the source, is light, it even describes its color in there, but we ain't gonna go there. It's black, we know it. If light is black, the source is black, God is black, what the hell did you think that it wouldn't be a black man to come teach you this? It just aligns. Y'all need to supplement. What do I supplement with? The stuff I'm selling y'all. I want my ion channels to work. I got my Nutriplex. I want my immune system to work. I got my Megaleaf and my immune thoughts. I want my serotonin genes to be properly activated and increase my NAD levels. I take my NMN supplement, Synergy. And I teach the army doctors how to make this stuff. I want my vitamins. I'm going to get my vitamins. I got all my vitamins in my Nutriplex. Then I get a extra boost of Vital D. Then I'm eating my cacao every day. My epicatechin levels is going up. Then I'm focusing on amino acid intake, L-leucine, HMB, all of these other amino acids that are outside of the ones that they were mentioning to you. Good, great. And nutrition-wise, you're asking for folate? I'm eating my nuts, Brazil nuts, walnuts. All that folate is right there. Green leafy vegetables, seaweed. Hydrating myself with fruits and vegetables. Getting my protein in. Lean protein. Properly cooked, terpene protected from glycated fish and bison. That's all I eat. And I'm not eating 3 times a day. And I'm supplementing. Then I go exercise. And I'm telling you, we went through the pheromones. You got your girls are your women are in gyms with men taking in everybody's pheromones. That's just like her catching a body. I'm going to say it and you might not like it. A woman going into a gym every day is the same as her getting smashed by different niggas all the time. A woman going to a gym with men all the time is the same to her limbic system as her getting smashed by a lot of niggas all the time. It's like running trains on her. So if your teacher can't teach you pheromone-based exercise, they don't know shit. You want to know why these women so crazy? They don't have no man to teach them except us over in Arna. What man is going to teach the women? Don't tell me that they're going to be MGT. I can show you 85ers on the street busting down your MGT. They right up in MGT at Savior's Day, and then they on old Nat getting dug in with perk 80s. on the table. Because y'all don't deal with the power of sex and real science and leadership that can guide people on their everyday life in a real God level guidance. It's not happening. If you want to make water, get distilled water and add fulvic minerals to it. That's all you need to do. You can get a distiller, distill the water. It takes everything out of it. It cleans the water, PFAS, all of the metals, get that out. You can buy distilled water, and then you can add fulvic mineral drops to the water, 20 drops per gallon. You Gucci. I know who's in the chat who's trolling. I literally know who it is. Hey, we're gonna get stalkers, but you know it's okay. This was education tonight. So now we're moving to the exercise, and you need to understand that life is about movement. You can't heal and be healthy and you don't exercise. You can't. It's impossible. You are not going to heal if you can't exercise. If you can't breathe, the breathing is to do what? What is the breathing to do? What does breathing actually do? It sets your rhythm and your electricity so that your signal won't be confused. People who know how to breathe can talk to light. Their signals are going to be great. They know when to be aggressive. They know when to be peaceful. They know when to be loud. They know when to be silent. Not based on bad advice. Everything is not toxic. The only thing that could be toxic is your inability to survive. It's always been toxins everywhere. You breathe, you go outside, you're breathing bacteria and viruses in as soon as you breathe. Your body has the ability to overcome all of that. But you got to exercise. Sprints, running hills, power exercises, push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, dynamic stretching as opposed to fake stretching. Dynamic stretching is the postures and movements. We call it martial arts. Ask the questions. I've been answering questions all night in the chat. I'm about to get up out of here and go eat because I ain't eat today. I've been exercising and running around. I need to go eat. Dynamic stretching. Dynamic movement and exercise. The object of exercise is to get oxygen to the tissues, not to build lactic acid. So your breath is the most important thing that you're doing while the movement itself is taking place. My diet was fruitarianism. My diet was an extreme form of plant-based. I was supplementing and stuff, but no. So none of those diets mean anything. That's all I can say. Y'all can mention 1,000 diets to me, and I'm gonna say food science. How much science do you have about the food that you're eating? If not, you need to learn. That's all. I wrote an entire book with list of foods, foods to eat, foods not to eat. Let's put it back up. Let's go right back because we got to go back. We got to go back. We got to go back. I answered all the questions. The questions are already answered. I promise you the questions are already answered. So let's go back to Aboriginal Medical Association, Doc, or let's go back. Let's go back. And once we get there, we're going to go to store. We're going to go to ebooks. And you're going to go to Advanced Guide to Healing Thyself. Book right there. Everything I'm saying is in there. Then if you want to go to get the physical copy, you go get the physical copies right there. And now you can read. You can get the what foods to eat, what foods you shouldn't eat. Why? What supplements to take? Why you need omega-3? And you're not going to get the omega-3s from algae. EPA, DHA, and DHEA. You're not going to get all of your omegas from algae. Even if you take vitamin A along with those omegas. Because that's another theory. No, you need to get your omega-3s. You need to supplement. And you need to eat wild fish cooked in the proper way at the proper temperature with terpenes. Terpenes come from the seasonings that you use. Thyme, basil, dill, oregano, sage. All have terpenes. They stop glycation. Then go back and get your supplements. If you want to buy them from me, you need to buy them from me. I got the best supplement company on the planet. Or you can take the class and you can learn how to make your own supplements. And you need to be doing exercise every day, some form. I do push-ups, sit-ups, and all that every day. And then when I want to do harder workouts a few times a week, boxing, lifting, whatever, I'm going to do that too. You need to move your body. It's fun. It's fun to look at your body and be like, I like how I feel. I like how I look. No, I do not recommend eating chicken. No, I don't recommend wild boar. $280 degrees. Yes. I don't do machine exercises. The reason why you shouldn't do machine exercises is because you're not working the muscle from tendon to tendon throughout the whole muscle, ligament to ligament. You're not. They're making your tendons and ligaments weaker while the muscle is getting bigger. When you have controlled free weight exercises, dumbbells, those types of things, then now you're in a position where you're controlling and balancing the weight. And controlling and balancing the weight makes you work the muscle from tendon to tendon. And with the proper breath now, you're getting the oxygen that you need into the body so that you can reduce homolactic fermentation, which is called lactic acid buildup. And your muscles should be lean and strong, not bulky and obese. Obese, big, giant, muscular people are obese too. It's just carved up obesity. Y'all see me press 315 like it was a lemon? I could still press 315 like it's a lemon. At this age, I'll be 50 in a couple months. I don't have you. I'll stand next to somebody. I will stand next to somebody and be like, ain't no way he can lift 315. Ain't no way. Then I'll just get under there, press it out, and they'll be like, damn. A good nitric oxide supplement is beets. Beets is a great nitric oxide supplement. You need to avoid what destroys nitric oxide, which is mouthwash and toothpaste. Make your own mouthwash with baking soda, activated charcoal, and water. And if you're going to oil pull with black seed oil. It's way stronger than coconut oil. Black seed oil can be your mouthwash. Activated charcoal and baking soda with water can be your toothpaste. You'll never have a cavity. Streptococcus mutans will be destroyed by using black seed oil. It's the only thing that causes plaque and cavities. Streptococcus mutans. Stop eating so much sugar. No, turkey is not okay. I would not be doing yoga in a room where pheromones are being exchanged with people we shouldn't be doing exchanges of pheromones with. You have to understand the body and exercise is magic. There are 72 joints, major joints in your body. And at those junctions, you have piezoelectric centers that you call joints, where you have tendons, ligaments, cartilage, and the spongy material. And those are communication points. Exercise can sometimes even get you high. But you shouldn't be doing hot yoga in a room with stinky people. Black women should be doing their hot yoga in there with other healthy black women. No men. No, I don't recommend eating birds. No, I don't recommend eating black bears. Venison is okay. Now, you can go to totems and find out the animals that they ate and why they ate them. And they think it's for spiritual purposes. I don't like to use the word spiritual because it's spooky. But yeah, there's a reason why we are telling you buffalo, aka bison. There's a reason, a deep, deep, deep reason. You need more minerals, period. We told you the purpose of minerals. Other people just say take minerals. They don't even tell you what the minerals do inside of the body. What do the minerals do? Oh, just take the minerals. Where do they go when they go in your stomach? Where do they get? Where do minerals actually go in cell structure? They don't even know. They're just telling you to take it. I consider elk the same as venison. Same family, relative same family. I don't eat elk though, but if you want to eat it, it will be okay for you to eat it. I wouldn't eat it. All right, so look, we're done. We've been going for 2 hours and 45 minutes. I think I've given you enough information for the rest of your life in 2 hours and 45 minutes for you to understand the basis of health. If you want to get more detailed and become an entrepreneur and take classes, then you will be leading in the health field and your family estate will grow with each generation. I promise you. So take from this lecture, the ghetto scholar has spoken. Every time we speak, we create an earthquake in the galactic academic cipher. You can really, really take this lecture and study a lot. And you can get a lot of information out of here. A whole lot. So now think about all the women who are getting silicone in their breast and they're getting BBLs and they're disturbing their fat centers. I need you to understand what they're doing. They're disturbing the fat centers on their head, which is called hair. So every place where the memory of light and God is, they have your women disturbing it. They're losing their hips and getting android pelvis. Even the fingernails and toenails. We have specialized proteins that are there for a reason. And they got pointy nails. See, this is psychosis that you cannot diagnose because you got to know your original culture. Whenever I see women with pointy nails, I already know they're sick. Psychological. Oh, you got silicone breasts? Yeah, you sick. You changing the fat, the area of the most important fat networks are the hips and the butt. This attraction to hips and butt is natural because it's a sign of memory, like memory. The shape of a woman is a testament to design, and it is a testament to steroidal hormones, and which those steroidal hormones deal with self-reproduction. You want to know why people don't want to reproduce anymore? This is sickness. This is sickness at its optimum. You are dealing with the sickest human beings to ever live. And you're also dealing with the healthiest human beings to ever live at the same damn time. I know who you are, Original Chiefer. That's Original Chiefer is a woman. And I ain't gonna say nothing else about her. I ain't gonna talk bad about her and tell you who she is. Original Chiefer in the comment section. This person right here. This is a woman. She knows exactly who she is. So now you dealing with these women and they got all these things going on. And you don't know how to read them. You're not reading the signals. And they come to you all kind of ways. We're not falling for it. I'm going to teach these men absolutely how not to fall for not one trap that y'all trying to lay for them, because they are really trying to get better for their community so they can become the leaders that we're supposed to be. And y'all in the way. I'm just going ahead and tell you, y'all in the way. So get out the way. Get out the way. Yeah, get out the way. Y'all got a lot to study. I'm going to get on out of here. We about to hit 2 hours and 50 minutes. Let me go out here and get me some food and relax for the rest of the evening. Thank y'all for your time. Hopefully Aboriginal Global Media has shared something of value with you. Go back, do your studies. Don't listen to online sensationalists who are telling you things that are way out of pocket. It's 2025, 15,000 and about to be 111 on the original calendar. It's time for us to make sure that we're wealth building, purpose building, tribal government building. There's nothing else for our people to do. If you're not doing that, you can become a democratic, liberal, crazy person who just online and are increasing their cortisol. We don't have time for that. We got too much fun to have, too much purpose to build. And so maybe those people will become our customers in the sense of maybe we can help them with health products and nutrition, exercise, and things that will increase the quality of life. Because right now they're having a hard time with the types of culture that they're engaging, and it's difficult. So guess what? You got a solution now. And the people who are in the circles that I built, They're not here for questions about religion. They're here to build purpose, build a wealth, build a state, build legacy, and have fun while they're doing it. That's why they're here. So salute to all of y'all for taking some time out on your beautiful Sunday to listen to me. Hopefully, I've said something that is uplifting. The challenging parts, I'm just a comedian. I be jousting with people just so that they can think deeper, very deep about what their real purpose is, so they can stop sensationalizing. And so, some of the stuff that I am speaking of, it won't be proven until maybe 20, 30 years from now. And that's cool. We're going to prove most of it now. But I'm saying some things that are what you require as proof. We don't, but our success rate, our growth will be the testament to the truth of those particular things. So we out.